Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Kim, a fairly average mum, and today I'm finally filming my room reveal, my living room / bedroom reveal. So let's get cracking. Oh, thanks for bearing with me. Absolutely, thanks for bearing with me. Right, it's taken me till today to be filming this. And in all honesty, I wanted to give you a little chat beforehand. So, I live, for those of you that don't know, this is why I'm doing it. There's all sorts of alarms going past outside. As soon as I sat down, we'll give it a minute. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, I live in a rented flat. Okay, it's only 2 rooms here in the UK. It's the room that I'm showing you today is my living room and also my bedroom, and then I've got a kitchen diner and I've also got a little bathroom. So yeah, a 2-room plus a little bathroom. That's all I've got in terms of space. It's 30 steps up from the ground floor, right from the floor. And yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. The problem was, when I moved in, so my daughter had the flat before me, and then eventually I took over the flat. Thankfully, they allowed us to do that, and I took over renting and one thing and another. And I've been here for a few years now. It's tiny, but it's not as small as the smallest flat I've ever had, put it that way. Now, I love it, but when I took over it, and when Neve had it, it's got grey carpets throughout. It had magnolia walls. I've painted them white. I'm not supposed to have done that really, but I've done it anyway. I'll paint them back to magnolia when I'm moving out, you know what I mean? Maybe as if they made me. But anyway, I had very basic sort of colour scheme. And so I decorated to accommodate the colour scheme. Neve left the sofa that she'd bought, which were also great, because she decorated to accommodate the colour scheme that the flat was, which were basically what I like to call millennial greige. Okay, well, that's the name of it, isn't it? Millennial greige, which is all greys and creams and beiges and things, right? That the millennials kind of likes. And so anyway, I had that for ages. And then I bought a throw that is now on my bed. And I put it on the back of my sofa. And all of a sudden, every time I walked in the room, the first thing I looked at was this throw from Asda that was £3.78. And I thought, you know what, I could have colour. I could make this place really jazzy and more like the sort of place that I want to be. I've had minimalist places before, very minimalist, super minimalist. I mean, honestly, they were. But I thought, well, even if I don't have that many things around, I can have lots of colour and pattern. So that's what happened, and I set about doing. And I wanted to do it in a flat where I couldn't change very much. And so, yeah, so that's what I've done. I've covered up anything that I could cover up that were grey and worked with the other things that I couldn't cover. So, for example, I've covered my headboard, put a frill around my bed base because my bed were grey, covered up my sofa, put loads of rugs down on the floor. And so that is basically what I'm showing you today. I've sort of finished this room for the time being. There's 1 or 2 touches I want to change, but for the most part I've finished this room. And although everything's a work in progress in it, but I've mostly finished this room. And so I'm now showing you the upshot of that, which is how I've changed a grey room into a colour room. So I'll insert the footage. Here we go. Finally, thanks for bearing with us. Okay, so finally we're doing this. Right, so that's the door into my kitchen. All right. These are a couple of prints that are from Eleanor Boma, although I got that one there on Vinted really cheap because it wasn't even advertised as Eleanor Boma. Just in case you can't see what it says. It says, I love you more than all the stars. It's a reference to my family, obviously. It's not for myself. And then this one's a leopard. This is one of my, what they call it, radiator covers that I built from Amazon. Right, these are only like £30 each, although mine are the small ones. So, yeah, they're not like they are the smallest you can get, but they were like, honestly, £29.99 these. At the back here of the door, I used to have a mirror that were just like a black round shape that I'd got at B&M, I think. Were it B&M or Own Bargains or something? I think it were B&M. It were nice enough, but I was trying to get rid of, like I said, all the grey and everything else from my room. So I decided to look for something ornate. I'd been looking for ornate mirrors online, and yeah, I just could not find one that I liked at a price I could afford. And then lo and behold, I walk into the charity shop and this were like £3 or something ridiculous. I do have picture rails all around my living room. It's this blown vinyl behind it. Sorry, there are dings and things in the wall, but it's just part of being in a rented property, do you know what I mean? So but I do have these really nice picture rails. Right, my sofa. This is my sofa. It is grey. You'd be forgiven for thinking not. So like I said, I've been trying to like get rid of all the grey and things in my flat. So at first I was going to make a cover for the sofa, and then I seen like this person talking on YouTube. I tell you, I get so much information from YouTube. I love it. And they were on about, they just like covered theirs up with throws. And I thought that's a great idea. I have got tons of throws. And I bought more. So yeah, so let me talk you through what I've got here. So these cushions, that one there and that one there are from, oh well, all of them are from John Lewis. Those two are Sophie Robinson cushions, and this one's a John Lewis one. So that little throw is also from John Lewis. It's really nice knitted one. It's ever so soft. But I've got it there in case my son comes to stay, because I like to have extra blankets and things when he comes to stay. And I like to, you know, because he sleeps on this, it folds flat into a bed and he sleeps on it when he comes to stay. You know, I've only got a 2-room flat, so my kitchen through there, through that door, and then this room, and then a little bathroom. That's all I've got. So, but anyway, there's this throw I got on sale on Next, but it's another Eleanor Boehmer one. That one I got on Vinted. That's an Eleanor Boehmer one. Sounds like my old flat's Eleanor Boehmer. There's some more as well, but but I absolutely love her designs because they're jazzy. That cushion, all those cushions were all in sale. This were on Vinted, like I say, in the sale. That were on Next in the sale. Most of my stuff I got in the sale. This is the only original thing I think I've got left that our Neve left in it. Probably not. I have got other stuff. But that throw, Neve actually bought that, and it were in this flat when she moved out and I moved in. So, but I absolutely love it. It's nice and cosy, and it's one of the ones that I always put over my son when he comes to stay. This fabric here, I've probably told you about it before. I've stitched it into a throw. This fabric was from Laura Ashley back in the day, and it's called Cressida. And I had the wallpaper that is that fabric there, all around my living room when I first moved into a flat that I had when my kids are masonette. Anyway, it is what it is. That cushion's from the stripy one, it's got flowers on it and things. That's from TK Maxx. This one's from John Lewis. That were only cheap as well. And that's my newest acquisition from Next. And then we move on to this bit of my room. So I'll show you it all together. Hang on. Let me move back so you can see that wall. Right, so this is that wall. The rugs on the floor, that one on the floor there is from TK Maxx. That one there I got on Vinted. It's actually an IKEA rug. I think they're still selling that on IKEA though, but I got it cheaper on Vinted. Then I've got a Kallax unit here that's got the red tubs in it. They're originally grey tubs, but like I said, I'll try to get rid of the grey. So that's my, what they call it, stand. And I've also got a print behind here that I still need to get framed, but it hides nicely behind there. They're two Eleanor Boehmer prints, but in the A3 size, Wild Thing and then Bloom, which I just loved them. They were so jazzy. And then these were what I'm waiting for, like I said last video, in the next video, the Bloom and Grow little vases. I'm waiting for those to come so I could film the rest of this video. This probably needs a dust at this point. It probably does, you know. I have to dust it all the time because I live next to a main road. This is just a brooch that I pinned on there, but I just absolutely loved it. But yeah, so there's the Bloom print there, and the balloon little vase there. Although the print has only got like blue handles, whereas this one's got one blue, one red. And then we've got that Oliver Bonas vase and a little cat matchstick holder. It has actually got matches in it, really helpful when you're lighting candles. So love those together, and they're just on the top of this. And this is where the majority of my clothes sits. So they are jammed full. As you probably realise, if you've watched my video for any amount of time, this I'm embarrassed about. This is the wire for a TV, but I don't have a TV. So I've just curled it round and left it there. I can't cut it because it's a flat. So eventually somebody is going to want it. These are my curtains, which I just love. Absolutely love these curtains. These are Matthew Williamson curtains from John Lewis. Do you know, I've just placed the John Lewis order and all for some towels and things. Stuff for my bathroom, because I'm jazzying up my bathroom now. So, oh yeah, I've got coving up there as well, look. As well as the pictures, I've got coving. It is a beautiful room. Right, moving on to this side. So this is my other unit here. So I'm trying not to show out the window. Oh yeah, it's just a main road. But it is what it is. Right, so the bright yellow K's that are on these are to cover up my daughter and her husband, well, partner, and the baby, you know, Bonnie. Just because I don't want Bonnie's little face on YouTube, and she's in every picture. So, but I will just show you something. Look at this. Why would you buy, Kim? Why would you buy K's post-it notes when you're going to have 3? I've had to rip them in half so that you can't actually... So that there were 3 of them up there. Honestly, I don't think these things through, do I? Honestly, I don't. Anyway, this is my other one, my other Kallax unit. So this is it here. I'm sorry about these. These are all photo frames that I'm currently collecting for if I want them anywhere else. If I find one really cheap at a charity shop, I buy them. More grey carpet. But this is this corner. I will show you an old span of the room in a minute, right? Sorry to go through it like this, but I know people are going to ask me for details if I don't. It is what it is. So this I got at B&M. I'm sure it's supposed to be a Christmas vase. It is a vase. It's supposed to be a Christmas one, but I just thought it fits so well with my room. This I got at Next, and it's from Clark & Clark. I think that big lumpy vase there. That's an Oliver Bonas little milk jug that I got on Vinted. That I just love because it's a leopard, and I've got leopards. Well, I've got animal print around the place. And then this lamp is an adjustable lamp. But apparently that's why it were in sale at John Lewis, because when you try to make it longer, it goes wonky, you know, like over to one side. So I didn't want to adjust it anyway. I just love it as it was. And the lampshade is also John Lewis. And then this is one of my other radiator cover, exactly the same as last one. And this is my little family corner. As my family gets bigger, you know, grandchildren and things, I'm going to extend it around this wall, but this is my little bonbons wall at the moment. So that's my print that says bonbon on it. And then those are pictures of the Ben and mummy and daddy. That's the Hemsby print. I don't know if anybody remembers this, but I got it gifted to me off a company. Who were the company now? Mapify were it. And I absolutely adored it. I've kept it all this time. It just says on it, my children are holiday, my heart. Because we used to go to Hemsby all the time when my kids were little. So I've kept that anyway. And that's a little print of Bonnie there. And then You're Amazing for Bonnie. So, and then this is the chair that I film on. So I keep it in this corner. Although it's going to get moved shortly because my Christmas tree is going to go in this corner here. So I'm going to move it over to there. Just temporarily, but this is a chair our Rose got me, and I painted it white. It was just like a wooden chair. She swapped it with me because she wanted the dining set in my kitchen. I really didn't want it, so I gave her that. I said all I need is one chair back, so she brought me this one. I just painted it white. So, and it's got cushions on it. That's the TK Maxx cushion. So's that actually. 2 TK Maxx cushions that I just keep there. I don't sit on them when I'm filming. I really don't. And then that is a little rug from TK Maxx. And this is the biggest expanse of grey floor. This is what the whole carpet would look like. That looks like a stain. It's not actually a stain. It's just colour in the carpet. Okay, and then this is the other corner that I've got. Sorry, that's my phone. Let's turn my phone over. And that's my brew. I've just been having a coffee. I never drink coffee these days, but I right fancied a coffee, you know. Ah, lovely. So this is my little bedroom corner. So I've got this lamp that I got at TK Maxx. I love it, but it's very yellow when you do light it. It's nice because my lampshade that's up there is very blue. That's a Clark & Clark lampshade. It was 80 quid. I can't even believe myself I paid for it. That over there, by the way, is the fire alarm. So there's not what I can do about it. It looks unsightly, but there's not much I can do about it, really. So this is my lampshade that I got, Clark & Clark, from Next. I absolutely love it, but it does give a blue tinge. You know, when you light it, it's massive and it's fringed. I absolutely love it. But like I say, everything sort of turns slightly blue. So that is offset by this one and that one up there. So when I put them all on, it's sort of, we get like a white light, really, because that one's very yellow and that's also bluey up there, bluey greeny. So I get a nice white light when I put them all on together. So this is another little Kallax unit, a small one that I keep random stuff. That one I keep random stuff in, my underwear and stuff on top. And then towels and bedding and what have you. Not bottom, that's Christmas decorations, and that's just extra Christmas decorations and random stuff. This one down here is all my other Christmas stuff. Other Christmas stuff like socks, etc. So there's that. And then I've got knitting down here. And this is all makeup and toiletries in here. But yeah, it's nice. I like it anyway. And then I've got my little candle going. Me Wickford & Co. one, gingerbread one from Home Bargains. So I've got that going at the moment. This is a little pot I got at Asda. I've got two of these. I've got one in my kitchen with coffee in it. This is a vase I got from TK Maxx, but I keep my tissues in it. I just empty tissues into it. This has got random nonsense in it, right? So it's currently got the inside of little, these little Russian dollies, or whatever they're called, these stacking dollies. Now, the reason I've got all these little tiny ones with other ones inside them is because I take these into work, and I also have taken some to Bonnie. And obviously the tiny little ones the babies can't have because they might swallow the pieces. So I just keep them. So now I've actually got a collection of a few of these little stacking dollies that I just keep in there. This is on my medication. This is my medication pot. Yeah. And a lot of this is my artwork. So things I've made back in the day. So this is a lot of my artwork. That is wallpaper by Eleanor Boma. But the rest is my artwork that I just decided to put because it's quite colourful. The headboard, I want to recover. At some point I'll recover it. I bought this fabric at a charity shop. And it's nice enough, but it doesn't really go with the rest of the room. As much as I'd like it to, it's a bit drab, I think. It's the background colour that bothers me, you know. It is a bit drab, but anyway, it'll have to do for now. And then I've got my bed, which you see all the time on my channel. And at the bottom, I've got this frill that I put around it to cover the grey bed base. These little things that are now become a bedside table are actually boxes that used to be on the top of the unit over there behind us. On the top of the Kallax unit, it used to have little odds and bits and pieces in to make like a display, but I thought they looked really cluttered and unpleasant. So I thought, what am I going to do with these? So I made them into this little bedside table because they've got a hole in here, so you can put things inside. So I've got like my makeup brushes and things in there. So it's helpful to me, actually. Hidden away storage, and it's just got things in like my makeup brushes that need a wash at the moment. So yeah, and there's my bed. The duvet covers are from where are they from? Matthew Williamson and Clark. I think I bought them on John Lewis, actually. Matthew Williamson ones, yeah. And one of them that I had to adjust, I got on Vinted. Did I get them both on Vinted? But they are Matthew Williamson. Yeah, I got them both on Vinted, actually. They're both identical. That was what started this whole thing. That throw was the catalyst for changing my whole room into jazzy colours. It really was. £3.78 from the Asda, that throw. And then this box I keep down here because no matter how tidy I try and keep my wires and everything else, and dedicatedly put away my hair straighteners or my hairdryer or my little fan heater, because these heaters are rubbish, right? The ones in with the flat, whereas that fan heater works fantastic. That's from Amazon. No matter how well I try and keep all those, there's always wires hanging around. So I just thought, put an extra tub at the bottom of your bed, Kim, then you can sling them all in and at least they're contained. So that's why that's there. It's a bit unsightly, but it is what it is. And this rug that's by my bed is now reduced on TK Maxx. I paid £25 or something like that for it. And it's now £19 on TK Maxx if you're wanting it. But I got it because I quite liked the jazziness of it. And also it was floral again. And I like the combination of geometrics and floral. So let me step back here into this corner. I'll be able to show you what my old flat looks like, sort of going around my old flat. So this is from this corner. There's the window there with my curtains. That's that end. This is what I see all the time when I'm sat in my bed, this bit. And then there's the bed. And then if we step out and go to this side, let's go to the window here and do this side. So that's from the window again. This is going round. And this is up to the lampshade. And back down again to my sofa. And up here to all the things on here. So that is essentially my living room tour. I'm really, really sorry it's taken me so long to actually film it and things. And also if there's a bit of dust around the place. But you know, I do live here. I actually do live here. So soz about that, but it is what it is, you know. It's out whatever you catch me as. And at some point, once my kitchen and everything else, because the kitchen looks pretty similar, except it's got fitted cupboards, obviously, and things that I'm working with there. Unlike here, when I was working with a grey carpet, grey sofa, grey beds and everything else. The kitchen's the kitchen cupboards. Thankfully, they're white fronted. But yeah, it's also a grey carpet. So I'm working with that over there. So eventually I'll get it all done and then I'll be able to show you that as well. So there we are. That's my favourite spot there. This is what I look at all the time when I'm sat up in my bed. You know, it's really cosy. You'd be surprised how well these stay on when people come. They mostly throw cushions on floor when they come to stay or come and visit. But yeah, most of the time the throws don't move at all. So it actually works out quite well. So there we are. All my rug layering. None of them match, but at least it provides a bit of interest in the room. So, right, I'll hand you back. Okay, that's everything for today. If you've liked this video, please give us a like. It really helps us out. And if you like this kind of content, you might want to consider subscribing. I've left all my details in the description box just in case you want to contact me for any reason. But thank you very much for taking a few moments out of your day to spend with me. Bye!